Welcome back. You are locked into another episode of Mushin Karate, the podcast/show, a platform where we passionately discuss elite level karate. I'm here today with the 30th co-host, the gaffer, Mr. Gavindbailey. We telling them.
You guys start calling me the 30th coach soon. All that information I'm shelling out. Come on.
Standard. So today's episode, we are going to be discussing the minus 61 fighters that originally qualified for the Tokyo 2021 now, Summer Olympic Games. Just a disclaimer also, this right now, the date is the 10th of April. The data right now is up to date. What was the last K1 that just happened in Dubai? Yeah, so the results of Dubai have been added to the database. However, we're not really talking about 2021 stats, obviously, because there's just been one event and there's not really too many deductions that you can make from one event, which is why the majority of our analysis is orientated on what was of 2020 season and 2019. So I just wanted to put that out there from now. And that's why we haven't really been mentioning the results from Dubai, etc. But the results from Dubai are incorporated within the statistics of the database. So let's get this cracking. First fighter that we have is Yin Xiaoyan from China, minus 61. I'll start. Formidable. I'll be honest, formidable. All-time podium percentage is at 64.9%. You know, the average of the top 10 females pound for pound is 64.3. So she's a part of this cohort of the top 10 pound for pound female competitors. She is of this caliber. You know, her 2020 podium percentage was 100%. She went to 4 events and medaled at all 4. Podium percentage in 2019 was 66.7, again ahead of the category's average, which is only 37. And actually ahead of the top 10 female pound for pound average as well, which was 61.9. So she's ahead of the majority of the curves. Finals out of medals percentage is 70.8. So out of all the performances that she had that were podium level, 70% of the time she has made the final, and she then goes on to win 70% of her finals. So you know, very very impressive statistics. And if we take a quick look at her medal overview as well, we'll see that
Extensive.
You know, she got a junior world silver, Series A level. She's got 3 bronzes and a gold. K1 level, 4 bronzes, 4 silvers, 7 gold medals. Continental level, 4 gold medals, and world level, a silver medal.
Yeah, I think, you know, when you talk about athletes, you talk about dominating performances. I think multifaceted, again, offers a unique dimension. And when we move from section to section, and you can see similarities within weight classes, and I think as we get to sort of the middleweight of the women, it's a bit more physical, it's a bit more technical basis. The flamboyancy is a bit less, but the physicality of the individuals is outstanding. And when I look at her, I think very tall for the weight section, which is its own advantage.
Yeah.
But again, it's not tall with long arms or long limbs. She's just very tall, long legs, good understanding of time and space and distance.
Yeah,
obviously she's got
utilizes that.
She's got a different perspective. She's looking down on a lot of these skills. So the timing on the Jodan Gaks and the Kazamis is immaculate. And you're thinking, how do you shut the distance? And I think that is, like you say, one of her advantages. And I think every time I see her perform, she's doing well.
Yeah.
I can't think of a time where I've seen her and she hasn't done an okay performance, and that's a testament to no first round losses. Yeah. So she never blows out, she never flames out of a competition. When she's there, she's there. Continental base, when she goes, she wins. Bread and butter.
100 continental percentage, 100% as well, and we already said 4 gold medals, so that lets you know it.
When you turn up, you might as well write that check, write that medal out, because she's coming to get it.
Yeah.
And then when you look at translating that to the K1s first, again, 2020, 2021. 2020, 2019, high percentage. When she's about, she's looking to take a medal. And then, again, bites at the world stage. I believe you said she's only got two participations in World Championships again. And on her second outing, she's taken the medal. She's made that final. And you're thinking, the sky's the limit. what more can you ask from her? Again, scores points at a good clip. I wouldn't say it's the highest.
No, but she does.
Good.
And even touching on the point you just made about the World Championship, saying that second time out, she took that silver medal in 2018. Even in 2016, she placed fifth. She lost for bronze. So she contested for a medal at both of her World Championships. She's won 10 World Championship rounds.
And this is what I'm saying. It's like performance at the highest level is great. And again, from a nation that you wouldn't really associate with karate, coming from China, again, what kind of training partners, what kind of competition, again, the Asian demographic, is that unearthing a lot of internal talent? And then the ones that do come through, what we're seeing, again, it'd be nice to know what goes on in those camps.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
When I look at her performances at K1s, again, she's a name on the sheet, and I'm sure 50-60% of the competitors, when the draw comes out, they're hoping that they avoid that name in the first round.
Definitely.
Or the early rounds.
Yeah.
Give it to me later on. Or it's a double-edged sword. You can see that and think, oh, at least I might get a crack at a repertoire run and be able to test my might in there. But a lot of people are looking at that name and thinking, I ain't there's levels.
It's kind of like when you are racing 100 or 200 meters sprint within the years of 2008 to 2016. 2016, yeah. More time. You were racing for silver, like
you know what it is.
You know the deal, innit? Like a couple man Gatling, they might rattle the blade but you know, innit? Like
it's not that.
Yeah. The numbers speak for themselves, though. I mean, like I said, innit? If you're averaging double digits per competition, I would say that's very healthy. You know, her points average, 2020 was 13.5 and 2019 was 12.3. Not conceding high at all either. 2020 conceded 4, which was below average. 2019 conceded 4.7, which is about average as well. So she takes points and she concedes low.
I think that's a testament to her map management and her time management and her fight management. Because when you watch her fight, she's got a good way of moving around the mat to create these spaces and create the pockets and create the times in which she can control the fight. Everything's not a clash.
Yeah.
Everything seems to be on her timing, on her go say. And again, that contributes to the low, and from you can secure what you've got and go out and have the ability to score points, you're always going to do well. And I mean, it's a testament to all of her figures. Yeah,
definitely. Even looking at her K1 figures as well, K1 medal percentage for 2020 was 100%, but 2019 was 71.4 as well. And just to really because I know for especially for our listeners who are not watching and don't have visuals, a lot of these numbers, a lot of these figures, they might be flying over people's heads, you know. But just to really contextualize this, in regards to 2019 medal percentage at K1 level, the average of the top 10 pound for pound female competitors was 65%. 65%. And she's at 71.4. So again, like we said at the beginning, looking at her all-time podium percentage, she really is at the height. She really is at the height of this specific cohort of fighters that seem to be of a different caliber. I think from a more technical perspective, what I appreciate about her, one of the things I appreciate about her a lot is her composure. It's her composure. Yeah. I feel like she's almost been gifted with composure.
Yeah.
A lot of situations I see her in, which I know a lot of other fighters would be rattled. A lot of other fighters would lose their discipline, deviate from the strategy or tactics that they had put in place with their coach prior to the fight.
Yeah.
She holds that. She's composed. And a brilliant example of that, I would say, if you take a fighter like Gwendolyn, minus 61 from France, you know, she can be quite an aggressive fighter. A lot of techniques, string together a lot of punches. Maybe sometimes headhunty as well.
Yeah.
But the headhunting in this context works in her favor, because what she does by headhunting, she overwhelms her opponent. Yeah. And when she overwhelms them, she forces them into making error, and she capitalizes.
Yeah.
And that's it. And a lot of the time, you see people headhunt, And what we mean by headhunting is, just specifically looking for Jordan punches, and you can tell that's where they're looking.
Yeah.
Not to say that individual can't go Chudan, but it's just the tactics that they're implementing at the time.
Yeah, comfortability.
Yeah, a lot of fighters that you see headhunting, they'll headhunt, but in a way where they're getting picked off in between. They're not really. Do you know what I mean? The headhunt is more instinctive than a tactical decision. Well, with Gwendolyn, and we'll talk about her in more depth in later episodes when we break down the -61 category anyway. But when she headhunts, although a lot of it is instinctive, she's just going off her initiative. At the same time, like she has so much mat presence that it almost starts to have a tactical benefit as well, in a way in which she's forcing people out of their comfort zone. And again, like we said earlier, forcing the error. Now, Yin Xiaoyan has a level of composure that I've seen even in a fight against a competitor like Gwendolyn. She's not phased, bro. She's hitting her mid techniques. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like when you watch like like Gwendolyn's mix or something, there's hundreds of clashes that she has. Okay, not hundreds, that's an exaggeration, but
we get the point. Yeah.
There's several clashes that she has, with top level fighters where she's just loading Jordan Gakazuki. Like where she's in a clinch and she's thrown 5 Jordan Gakazukis, and the competitor, the high-level competitor, may I add, that she's competing against, main priority right now is how to not get hit by one of these Jordan Gakazukis. Yeah. So 5 are coming, and this is a high-level competitor, and the priority is to not get hit. Yeah. But Yin Xiaoyan is a competitor who she'll pick you off in between,
Yeah.
It's like she got the vision. Do you know what I mean? It's like a Matrix thing. Like everything slows down. Yeah. Like and she'll pick you off like in between them punches and just not look flustered at all. And like I said, to not deviate from her game plan. Again, I think it must be very satisfying to be her coach and to sit on her chair, knowing that if things do go left, she has the initiative, she has the instincts, she has the decisiveness and adaptability to make decisions for herself. Yeah. Because sometimes we see at this level, sometimes competitors can be overly reliant on their coaches. Yeah. There are certain situations that happen. Let's say, for example, 3 seconds left, you had Senshu, the person just scored, you've just lost it, and now you're looking at your coach like, what should I do? Brother, this is on you right now. You've got 3 seconds left in it. Like, do you want this title or not? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, well, me personally, to be fair, I know a lot of coaches, they may still want to dictate what happens in that situation. Yeah. I feel like that's a big decision to make in it. I'd rather, do you know what, let the athlete hold that one, because if the coach says go and the athlete's thinking I would rather hold out for decision, and then they go and concede the point and lose, they're always gonna coach is going to burn it. The coach is going to burn, but more time, they're going to remember it, but after a week they ain't thinking about it. Yeah. But the rest of your life. The athlete's thinking about it. Look how many people we know that have like lost out on the middleweight at World Championships, and they're thinking about that till next World Championships. You feel me? Like, it's deep, innit?
And I think, I think it's the composure is her high element of skill. It's the ability to be confident in your training has prepared you for your competition. And it's very overshadowed because everyone wants to go to training and do the fancy stuff. Yeah. Nobody wants to go to training and work 100-time gag. Yeah. And I think the best look I can get from what I see now is basketball. And when you listen to people talk about basketball and they talk about like your Kyrie Irvings and stuff, and they say that to them the game has slowed down and the repetition, their ability, LeBron James is like, the game is at half pace because of their savantness of the game. Yeah, and she seems to me like a savant. She understands the environment. She's not afraid of the 6 head punches. She's not afraid of the Kazami gag. She knows this is the time in between. And to me, that can only come with drills like, before you leave today, after training, you need to give me 100-time gags. No, you need to give me 100-time gags, then you can go.
In the same way. In the same way, you need to make 100 free throws
before you leave today. Because then it becomes programmed.
Yeah, it does.
So then the gag is there. The gag is there. The gag is there. So then, next time we come to training and you're in a fight scenario, okay, you'll be scoring gag. And that's what I'm saying. And now I think that's a lost art to what we're doing, because everyone wants to come to training and work on that league leg urumawash, or work on that double leg takedown, or work on that zigzag over the top step through. These fundamentals here, it's what is going to curate you, because it's not about the technique, it's about the confidence and the culture it instills in you. And you know, if everything goes wrong, I will sit back on my gap, pressure, you pop, boom.
Yeah.
And that's what she does well.
Yeah. And you mentioned something earlier on. You were saying that, like, at an elite level, there are certain situations that might evoke you to do certain movements or actions, execute certain techniques or skills, that it may be a one-off. Or not necessarily a one-off, but it's not something that you would repeat all the time.
No.
But because that person's so skilled, when they do it, you acknowledge it and you're like, that was techie.
Yeah.
I don't know if they will do that every time, but it was techie. But it was so interesting that you use Kyrie Irving as an example, because he's somebody who in the NBA is already known as one of the best ball handlers anyway. But Kyrie will find himself in situations that are unnatural. Like, he's got a defender on his left, defender on his right, shake and bake, come through the middle, and he's squeezed through like this
tiniest gap. Yeah.
He's squeezed through the smallest gap, and then he's gone right hand, but the centre is there, and mid-air he switched to the left, and he's come up here, and you're thinking to yourself like he's done that so smoothly that it almost looks like muscle memory. And it's like, how do you practice that?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're right. You can go to the gym and bang 100 shoot and gags. Do you know what I mean? You can shoot 100 free throws, but how do you train to get yourself out of impossible situations? Like, and that's something that Yin Xiaoyan that I believe she has, and this is the level of composure that I'm touching on. She's of that caliber to be in situations where she's having immense pressure like placed on her, like, but she's still finding elite level techniques, like
creativity.
She's still creating like the magic opportunities.
And I think it comes from the release of the security in everything else. So she's so secure because of the repetitions and because of the ability of knowing the groundwork is done. It frees up your mind that you don't have to concentrate. Those instincts become second nature. So her time Jodan Gak, second nature. Her double Jodan, second nature. Her Jodan Gak, second nature. So when you're free of that kind of mindset, it gives you the ability to be creative and think on the fly, if we want to call it that. And when you watch her mixes, her highlights, watch her in person, she does slow down time and slow down the game. And then you think, okay, and then you think, all right, this person coming up is going to put her in problems. And she manages to find a way to go, boop. All right, I must pull out here, swing round, boom. And you're thinking, yeah, elite level. And that's what it comes down to. And I think composure at the highest level, it is a thing, and it is a key, and that leads to her having these stats that we spoke about. That leads to the no first round losses. That leads to the 100% at Continentals. 50%, well, let's talk about, when I say 50%, let's really put in context, a silver and a 5th place at a World Championship. Again, 2019, 71% at her K1s. These are leading female stats from an athlete who composure is the name of her game. And I think everyone who watches appreciates, and I appreciate. And we just want to let you know that we appreciate you, to be honest. There's not really much we can say. We appreciate your level of understanding of the game and the use of your assets. But again, I can't wait. And I think when we do look at her points, and let me just quickly run them up now, she's bagged over 1,000 points. And again, for context of this section, the minus 61s, it's the only section in the females that is just that pure weight class. The next person who we'll get into next is 300 points shy, which means, again, it's not really much of a concern for her to fall out of this Olympic qualification from the direct method. She would need her person in 5th place to get 500 points, which at this stage is impossible, or near on impossible. So let's just say a ticket's been booked. She's going to be a great watch at the event, and I'm just looking forward to seeing her clash with some of the greats in the section and those that do qualify for other means, and especially with the host nation and the history. I think it's going to be a great event.
So the next fighter that we have right now is Gianna Lotfi Farouk. Actually, I believe maybe her surname is now minus 61 from Egypt. It's actually, fun fact, one of my favorite competitors. If we take a quick look at her medals overview, just bear with me. So difficult looking at the screen with the mic.
in the screen.
Yeah. Takes a little getting used to, innit? Cool. So, Gianna, at junior world level has 3 gold medals. Series A, 1 bronze, 1 gold. K1 level, 2 bronzes, 4 silvers, 6 gold medals. Continental level, 3 gold medals. World Championship level, 1 bronze, 2 gold medals. Joking.
I'm not even going to lie. You need to break down the timeline because...
Yeah, I'm going to do it now. I was going to save it, innit? But you know what? I'm gonna
just give it to them.
I'm going to do it now, yeah? Because this really is phenomenal. And I remember, because I think we're roughly about the same age. So, like, I was proper, like, deep in what she was doing because most time I couldn't even fathom it. Like, this is crazy. Like, so basically, what it is for anyone that doesn't know, so Gianna Lotvi, in 2013, she became under-21 world champion, yeah? That was World Championships in Guadalajara, yeah?
Yeah, Spain.
He was there.
I was there still watching that. Come on, I was there.
Yeah, Guadalajara, yeah, cool. So she took a gold medal, World Championships, Junior World Championships, 2013. 2014 now, she goes to Senior World Championships in Bremen, takes a gold medal, yeah? So now, she's current under-21 world champion and Senior World Champion, yeah? Cool, boom. 2015 goes back to under-21 Junior World Championships, Indonesia, takes another gold medal. Yeah, that's 3 world titles technically that she has. Yeah, already. Actually, it might even be because. Anyways, in this saga, in this saga,
consecutively.
So she's gone 2013 under 21s, 2014 senior. Then she's gone back to under 21s 2015 and took a gold medal again. Then 2016, in between the junior world championships and senior world championships, she's gone to university world championships. She took a gold medal there. Then a few months later, has gone senior worlds again and took another gold medal, bro.
So let's just say this.
What? That means that she took gold medals at 2 junior worlds back-to-back, 2 senior worlds back-to-back. Like, that was her reign. Like, and I remember there was this moment, innit? I'll never forget this moment. In 2013 Junior World Championships in Guadalajara, I remember I was towards the entrance of the stadium, like, but inside, and some of the Egyptian team came walking through, and Gianna was there, but these times I didn't know who she was, innit, But she was standing, she walked in with Hanafi Magdi.
Yeah.
Hey, brother!
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't ever seen nothing like this. Like, come, let's really deep it. Hanafi Magdi walked into the 2013 Junior World Championships as Senior World Champion. That's a different flex. Like, he bopped in different, stepped in nice, like, what?
Comfy.
He'd already mashed work. Like, he's thinking, bruh, I'm already beating up all you lot's olders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm taking out your olders.
Small fry.
Like, to be fair, he didn't actually win. I think that year, Marvin Garin
won,
cleaned up. I think he fought Azerbaijan, Terrell, Galazarade.
In the
I think
final,
his name was in the final, 9-0,
yeah.
Both of them talented fighters.
He was on a man list that day,
He cleaned up. That competition, Marvin Garin was exceptional. But, so Hanafi Magdi stepped in to this junior worlds in it, and I just remember looking at him and I was thinking, rah, that's different.
Yeah, you're the guy.
You're the guy, that's different, innit? And Gianna was there as well. This I didn't know who she was. I found out a day later when she wrapped up everyone. Wrapped up everyone. And imagine, so she must have been, 18, 19, for her to still have another, one. Just mad consistency. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it, like at that young age as well.
To be able to stay focused is the hardest thing. I think when you get success at a young age, it's what's the motivation now? You've already gone and won a senior world title. Let's say the junior worlds, under 21's the first one, stepping stone. Senior, but then to take that off, to come back and say, listen, I'm just about to show you guys you're still not there yet, and then to go back to the big stage and say, you man ain't here yet either. I'm just gonna show you, and then that's it. So you know
levels.
It's crazy.
Her middle percentage at World Championships is 100%. She's won 18 World Championship rounds, and again, the emphasis on this World Championships is different. Do you know what I mean? We have certain fighters that clean up all year. Do you know what I mean? We have certain fights that clean up all year. We've touched on some already. We've got fighters that will go to K1 after Series A, after K1, after Series A, dash a Continental in there. They're wrapping everyone up. But then you come to a World Championships, and this is a different environment.
Yeah.
This is a different kind of pressure. You feel me? This is different. So as far as I'm concerned, every round is something that holds weight over around anywhere else in it. So if I'm saying that she's won 18 World Championship rounds, no, the next people in the category have won 10. To be fair, that is mad as well. But 18 though, deep it, like it's crazy. And again, medal percentage at World Championships is 100%. She took a bronze in 2018. But I remember in 2016, by that point, she was so consistent, she lost the fight in team.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Her first fight in
Spain?
In 4 years, yeah, I remember.
She was fighting Spain,
Yeah.
and she lost the fight in team, and it was like, I don't know, it was like there was a split. It's like some people wanted to see her lose.
Yeah.
And I think that's just the case of, when someone's at the top for so long,
Yeah, you just
and
want-
people want to see change, yeah? But for the rest of us, it was almost a surreal feeling, like,
Yeah.
do you know what I
You've
mean?
never seen it before.
I hadn't seen it before.
You hadn't
Do you know
seen
what
it.
I mean? I hadn't seen it before.
And again, I think I'm trying to remember who she fought. It wasn't the heavyweight from Spain. It was that
Yeah,
she fought. She hit with the spinning back, the spinning over at the end.
Yes,
And that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying again, out of the box technique, creative was what it took to overthrow what she was doing, because she wouldn't have prepped for this girl to throw that technique. And when you just think about the fact that at Continental and World Championships, she always medals. Like, that's a person that you're taking with a guaranteed medal in your heart. When you write your analysis of your squad and you try and anticipate where they're going to go, you just put medal. You don't even think about it. Just put medal and let's move on to the next one. And I think to be that consistent across and at different ages, different competition levels, is phenomenal.
And that's not a small accomplishment, even at continental level. When we're talking that she's won the African Championships four times in the 4 times that she's competed. 2014, 18, 19 and 20. 2014, like I said, she was continental and world champion simultaneously. Like, this is ridiculous. And even again, when we look at the stats, her finals out of medals percentage is 81%. So 81% out of the performances that she's had that at podium level, she's making finals. And then she's winning 76.5% of her finals. Like,
I think, you know what, styles make fights and styles make wins, and I think she's got a very unique style.
yeah, let's talk about her style, please, because that's what it is for me.
Across,
like.
and I think I wanted to say across minus 61, but then to be honest, it's across all females.
Yeah.
I don't think I can find another female
Pound
who
for pound.
fights the way that she fights.
Pound for pound.
And for lack of a better phrase, it's almost a bit of a male style of fighting that she uses. It's very, she's got quite a frame about her that she imposes on her opponents.
She's got presence.
So she's got presence and she's got size. She's got quite long arms, long legs, good use of time management and distance, which are not common traits in female altogether. Again, every female's got 1 or 2, but to have one who can do all of those 6 or 7 is a madness.
And I think that the setting of speed is different as well.
Yeah.
Like you get competitors that are quick.
Yeah.
They're quick. You watch female competitors fight, and she's rapid, innit, yeah. But then there are certain fighters, and this is respectfully, there are certain fighters that have like man them speed.
Yeah.
It's
a
like
different thing.
It's like the first time I saw Zaretska.
Yeah.
And I saw her Kazami, and I thought like that looks mighty familiar.
Yeah.
But familiar in a different level.
Yeah.
Not familiar like I've been watching you fight. That Kazami looks familiar like I've seen that coming at me.
Yeah.
Like the speed, different.
The application,
The application of
the
it
technique
is different.
And again, it's uncommon. I think that's why we tie it to a bit more sort of, you say, like a bit manly, because it's more common trait in the male competitors to execute it in that way. So again, it's, if you think about it, if you put a female who could execute it in a unique way compared to a whole environment, she's going to be consistently picking up points. Because again, it's a different analysis for a female to process it, because really to get that repetition in training, you'd have to be fighting the guys.
Yeah, 100%. I remember, 2013, again, 2013 World Championships, Guadalajara, I was in the warm-up area, and someone threw a kazami in it, yeah? And I remember just having this really reflective moment in it, yeah? Like, where I thought, right. I remember looking at the boy warming up and he threw his kazami, and I thought to myself, that kazami is mad sharp.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, how often is it that someone actually throws kazami at me like that in my training life? Because again, the caliber of the athletes that you're training with, and it's governed by the talent pool as well.
In your country,
if the talent pool is not deep, especially in England at the time, juniors, there weren't a lot of heavyweights.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah,
there wasn't a lot. So I'm looking at this guy and I'm thinking, wow, how often is it that I have someone throw that at me? Because if I trained with him every day, then dealing with that kazami is second nature.
Yeah.
But because I'm not dealing with that kazami every day, I'm looking at that kazami and I'm acknowledging it as that's a quick kazami.
Yeah.
Not a normal kazami.
Yeah.
Not, that's standard.
Yeah.
Like, don't get it twisted. When I saw it, levels, I'm going to deal with it. You get me? But
it took that moment of thought.
It took that moment of thought for me to realize how often is it I deal with that, and I guess like what you're saying, it's that same kind of situation. If you're not used to training with people that are executing, delivering techniques at that speed with that tenacity, that's catching you by surprise. Because let's really look at this, Gianna Lotfi. Everything comes off the back of 3 techniques.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Simple.
There's 3 bankers, yeah?
Simple.
Kazami, double Jordan, Uramawash.
It's simple.
Yeah? The way she strings them together may be different.
Simple.
But that's the bankers.
Yeah.
That's the bankers.
And to me, it's, if you was going to build an athlete or build someone, this is what you would go to if you could create someone. You give them the bankers, and then you allow them to express it in their unique way. Her unique way of expressing it is characteristics that you don't commonly see in female athletes. Like you say, the tenacity, even the angle of execution. A lot of them, especially because she's big, but again, she does fight, because there are a lot of taller girls or women in that section. The angle is a more direct up approach towards the target, whereas generally females, it's a clash of
a level clash,
which again, you only really see that in male competitors throw at that angle, because that gives you a different elevation, it's a different trajectory, which again, if you're not used to seeing that, before you know it, you're going to be 1 down, 2 down, 3 down, and then you don't have an answer, and you're going to look for an answer, and the answer's not coming, you're in trouble. And then also, which is fantastic, there's a fight of her fighting the lady from China, I don't want to get her name wrong,
Yin Xiaoyan.
Yeah, and the application of her technique there, and the way she managed to break down the distance and time was by going on the inside. Yeah. And again, Yin's coach should be killing her, because 3 consecutive techniques, she let her get on the inside. And for those who don't know, when you get on the inside of someone, so if you fight left stance to right stance, there is room for me, being the person in left stance, to go inside your right stance. And what that does, that nullifies all your techniques from your right side of your body. So your right front hand, your right leg, and it puts you in an awkward position you can't deal with. She goes inside, lifts up that uro, slaps her clean on the cheek. At the highest level of competition, this should never happen. Because everyone knows you fight for that outside. Yeah. Yeah?
It's a school error.
It's a school error, but to happen multiple times. But I don't think it was by accident. Yeah. It was manufactured. She set herself in a position, and she knew
the angle.
Yeah, as soon as she's going to come for me, I'm just going to cut her inside. Yeah. And once I'm inside, even if the first miss, I've got a second, 2 seconds to work something out. And again, then the leg come up. Then she come in with the Jordan gap. Then she come with it. And you're thinking to yourself, I shouldn't be seeing this. This is what I should see when I go to a Meppen Open, to put it in context. I shouldn't be watching the Olympic rank number 2 do this to the Olympic rank number 1, which shows you everyone is human to an aspect, but it shows you the level of creativity and analysis that you have to be at this level. And again, we can sit down and tell you the 3 techniques, but she's going to go out tomorrow and slap people with their 3 techniques.
But you know what it is, yeah? She's got something that's mad, and she's got this motion, yeah? Like, imagine my fingers, so 2 feet. Yeah. Like, she delivers the kazami on the one leg, yeah? But when the leg comes up, the transition from this to this is what I think caught everyone by surprise. Yeah. Because I think at the time, you throw your kazami, you reset, the ura comes up. Yeah. You throw your technique, so you're on your single leg, you reset, and then
you go.
But she's coming from one leg to the other leg. Yeah. So So the space in between the punch and the kick is minimal.
Yeah.
So her opponent's still dealing with the punch.
Yeah,
and
the kick's
especially
already
because the hands are techie. Like
Yeah.
she mashes work with the kazami and the double Jordan.
Yeah.
And I think even again from a technical perspective, with that Arab style double.
Yeah.
And again,
The
simply
bap.
that bap.
Yeah, yeah.
Because remember us, the European double is a lot deeper.
Yeah.
And if you look at, generally speaking, a lot of people we're taking now anyway. Yeah. But if you look at someone that's true to that, is that if you look at a lot of French fighters, they still got that long double, bam bam. You get me, yeah. With that Arab and Asian style double, but I think sometimes the technique, when they miss the punch, you can see that the technique looks off.
Yeah.
Because as you go back, because you're shortening the space so much, there's no hip rotation.
Yeah.
But normally, if you can make the distance and you hit them, it looks clean. As like it literally looks like the cleanest thing. But when they miss, you can see the lack of rotation, and you look at it and you think, oh, that's bad technique. Like, why would they throw a technique like that if you haven't seen them land it?
Yeah.
It looks short. It doesn't look good. But she has that same style double, but has the hip rotation, bro. Like she's covering the distance.
length.
It's not a short thing. Like it's 1-2. Like the thing's stretching. Like that's what I'm saying. Innit? Like when your techniques are this effective, and it was the same like we were saying with Miho Miyahara. Yeah. When you have banker techniques, it's about banker techniques. If I'm watching someone fight, and if I've watched 3 of your fights and I don't know what your banker techniques are, then there's a problem.
Yeah.
I should know. Do you know what I'm saying? So when you're watching it and you're picking up these 3 techniques, but you have to deal with these 3 techniques. Do you get it? And again, that transition from the 1 foot
into the second,
that long kazami 1-2, then all of a sudden she's flipped and wrapped around. And these are still thinking about the hands.
And the problem is the limbs are longer than normal. So you can probably try and estimate because you're thinking average, but it's got you before you've finished that calculation, and again, it leads into her ability to be consistently extended tournaments, win, and people put it that as a puzzle. It's just a matter of time before somebody works it out. I don't think currently you can work it out yet. I think it's going to be she will only lose when she doesn't capitalize on these opportunities that she's making. I think that her losses whenever they do come, is from her throwing things away, rather than you saying, this is my game plan to beat her, and I beat her. Yeah. And again, it comes down to that Spanish one. She threw it away because in that scenario, she's so confident in her ability, she would have never predicted that girl was going to hit with the spinning thing. And again, that's probably the technique of the competition because no one could see or had even thought about that girl thinking about throwing that technique, and she did it. It could have went home. She could have landed on her ass and got picked off, but boom, she won't knock them out again. But that's what you think about like dynasty, and it's weird to call like a GOAT, but that is a GOAT stretch of time. Because imagine for 3 years nobody could beat you, junior and senior. That means you could go into training and no one could talk to you. What? Think about it. If people now they win 1 medal and they turn up to training and no one can talk to them really. But I've gone here and I've got the gold and I've come home. And I've gone to a higher level and got the gold and come back. I've gone back to my own level and then go back and take that. What do you say to someone who does that?
Yeah, you're in your own lane.
What do you say? And again, really I think what could maybe stagnate her or maybe could actually reach to a few losses down the line is when you are that consistent, how are you still improving your game? Because your bankers are so far ahead of being analysed. Someone might work them out on a day or get it for a fight, but the general person's not working you out, so you feel like you don't have to change or you don't have to adapt or develop. But again, and then that comes into maybe she needs to take some of that yin development and I can't think of the word, but put that all to a side and say, okay, I've got that. Let me even think about that. How am I going to evolve the game of karate? I think she's an athlete in that all-star level of thing that can evolve the game, that can take it like a Steph Curry, can make people throw 30-foot 3-pointers, like step over half court, boom, 3-pointer. She's an athlete that can, especially for the female game, take it. And I hope a lot of females do analyse her and take bits from her, because what you will find is phenomenal. And if you can apply 20-30% of it, it could win you a competition,
Yeah.
whether that's domestic or international.
And following that, it's not to say that she's unbeatable, because we've seen her, because now, by today, we've seen her being beat. Look, her percentages are not 100%, like she loses bouts in it. However, conceding is still so low. 2020 was conceding 3.2 points average. 2019, 3.9. The average of the top 10 pound for pound female competitors, which she sits in, by the way, is 5.4. So she's conceding so low. So even if you are beating her, more time the fight's close. But more importantly, you got to beat her on the right platform. Okay, cool. K1s are important. They are. You might get her at a German Open or cool. Yeah. But what I really want to see, go beat Gianna at World Championships. Then I'll rate you. Nah,
that's your stripes.
Levels. Like, because the Spanish girl, she's got stripes now, I'll be honest, just from that. And I know it was team. Yeah, so it holds more weight individual, because that's where the excellence really shines, yeah. So, but the Spanish woman, the Spanish woman, she's got stripes, she's 30, got levels, yeah. But minus 61 fighters, I'll be honest. I know people they may best her every now and again. But what I really need to see, go best Gianna at World Championships. Then I'll know. All right, you got her.
You join the club. It's like an exclusive club, and you've got to, and that's what I'm saying. And I think you can be experimental, and I think she's at that level or stage in her own confidence, her own ability that. All right, you beat me in Germany. You see when we get there?
Yeah.
But I know you now. It's a problem. That's the problem. I know you. You shouldn't have beat me there. Because since you beat me there, now I'm on notice.
Yeah, now you're on my radar. I wasn't even checking for you before.
But you see when we get to here, I'm going to put you on notice. I'm going to let you know you're going to have to be on 100%
on point.
Zero mistakes if you want to take me out.
Bro, competed in 4 continentals, took 4 golds, man. Like, 3 world champions, senior world championships, has 3 medals, 2 of them gold.
And this is what I'm trying to say. And the only thing it's obviously the bronze is the last one. So is it a fluke or is it a pattern? But again, Olympic qualification should be there.
Yeah.
So anyone in that 61 knows, if I want this gold medal, or if it's the group system and I want to get out my group, the road leads through her. So what am I gonna do when she stands in front of me?
Yeah.
And again, it's a bit of a puzzle. Da Vinci Code, I don't want to call it Da Vinci Code, but bro, you better be studying and working. Like, you better be watching footage. And you need to be unique.
Yeah.
But no, I think that I can tell you love her. I can see that's your favourite.
Oh no, it's techie, man. I can't say pound for pound. I can't say pound for pound favourite, but if I had a top,
if you had to make a 5-man team, she'll be in there.
Easy, brother.
This is what I'm trying to say.
That's not even a question.
This is what I'm trying to say.
That's not even if Gianna's not in your top 5. If you had to make a 5-woman team and she's not there,
some people might not like her. Listen,
the stats speak for themselves. I don't even care. Like, look. Bias in it. Like, cool, safe in it. Yeah. We'll look at this because paper isn't everything, and we know that. We see people that on paper we know that they should clean up, and you see someone who don't have half the amount of experience or accolade. We see it all the time. Come up and they beat them, and they pop up and they get a medal. Cool, innit? We know stats ain't everything. Paper's not everything, but it holds weight. Yeah. And let's just look at individual style. Let's just look at the style of the fighting. Different. Techie, that's what I'm saying. Like, these times, 2014, like, no one was moving like that. No one was moving like that. Think about who were the most consistent female fighters at the time, Okay, Lucy, Ignis, actually in the same category, Lucy mashes work, She done bit. She's a cold fighter. Then you got Richia as well. Sarah, cool. They were always consistent doing their thing, But when Gianna come through, it was something different. I can't lie. It was levels, man.
Evolution of the game.
Levels. Alright, cool. So the next fighter that we have that had qualified for the Olympic Games previously is Merv Koban from Turkey. And again, this came out. Apologies for all the mispronunciations of names that we are doing. I'm not even gonna say if, because I know in it. Like, we've been butchering some names, but we apologize, and we will definitely try to get better at these. But Merv, Turkey, minus 61. Let's take a quick look at her medals overview.
And I think again, I think it is a staple name on the team sheet for Turkey.
Yeah,
like, I've been seeing her competing, and that might lead to her low all-time podium percentage.
Yeah, because she's active, because she competes so much.
Because she competes so much, and I think that she's progressed with the skill set, and she's
Yeah.
become, like, 5-6 years ago, would it be a name that I've known and I could associate with a face and a style? Probably not. But again, she's been consistent and growing and growing and growing, and then that leads to obviously 2020, even though it was a reduced season, 75% podiums. Again, way higher than her average. So, again, but I can remember her being consistent in team, and then she's translated that to individuals, and I think...
Yeah, that's true.
Again, some people only get their chance in team, and the team is the proving ground for them to try and nail down that individual spot. But again, with the way the K1 system is run, even if you're not number one in your country, you can still be in them, and you can still be competing. So it gives you opportunity, but again, also gives you opportunity to not medal. But...
Yeah, I agree. That transition, you're right, because I guess every athlete has... Every fighter has their own journey,
Yeah.
But some of the journeys you can categorize together, and you can say similar kind of journeys, like a Ugo Actas and a Stephen Acosta.
Yeah.
We knew that was coming.
Ages ago.
Look, Stephen Acosta's world title might have been like the most anticipated world title. That was inevitable. That was always going to happen. Yeah. I'm deviating off topic in it, but it's just making me remember 2016 Linz World Championships. Yeah. He lost it to Desi, and then he beat Barak.
Yeah, for the bronze.
For bronze, Bro, this guy looked so miserable. I've never seen anyone take a bronze medal at a World Championships and look so unsatisfied. Go back and look at the pictures on the podium, Da Costa is not happy because he was looking at everyone else on the podium thinking, I've beat you this year. I beat you this year. And he was young these times, and 2 years later, we know what happened anyway, but we'll get onto that later. Let's not even, Cool. But sorry, what I was going to say, I'll say after we get through this middle overview. So at junior world level, she has a bronze. Series A got 1 bronze, 2 golds. K1 levels got 4 bronzes, 4 silvers, 5 gold medals. Continental level, so Europeans, has 2 bronzes, 2 silvers, and a gold medal, and hasn't taken a medal yet at World Championships. So to touch on what you were just saying about the journey, her journey, and the reason why I'm such a fan of her is because that's been a slow burner. Yeah, you've seen that progression over time. Like you said, it wasn't a case where she stepped into seniors fresh, 18, 19, and started wrapping people up. And you're right, that is why her podium percentage is going to be lower, because she went through that grit. She went through them years where she weren't getting the results, where she was getting them first round losses, etc., where the more experienced fighters were taking her out. But then you gradually see over time that learning curve and the experience gain and the consistency,
the knowledge of the fighters,
the knowledge gain, and all of a sudden, and the bankers are landing. Do you know what I mean? And until now, she's such a consistent figure in her category. Well, she was one of the only ones that were to qualify for the little, so it says it in itself, innit?
And I think even if you just look at her average over the 2019 and then the shortened 2020, like 6.4 in 2019 is good, but then she upped that to 10, which was higher than her category and higher than most females. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, again, it's a step, and you can see her almost climbing this ladder. And again, 1 continental gold. She's getting the results that she deserves for all the effort and hard work that she's putting in. Yeah. But don't get it wrong, it's an earn. It's not a given. Yeah. It's an earn. I've been there. I've probably been on a few highlight videos of people scoring against me. Fair. But know that one day I'm gonna have my own highlight video of me getting my points.
Fair. The position was deserved.
And that's what I'm trying to say. And even when you think about her as a fighter and her fighting style, again, gritty, will grind out the results. Got her bankers, got her techniques, but again, they're solid techniques.
Just anything for the derby.
And that's what she's going to do, and she's going to grind out these results, and she's going to get there or thereabouts. Yeah. And I think now she's a name on the form, and you think, there or there. If you sit at home and you know karate and you know names and you pick up that section, she's going to be one of the names you're looking for at 61. Yeah. You're going to say, all right, who's she got? Oh, when is she going to get to a tasty round? And it might be against a Ukraine or against someone else. You think, oh, that's a bit tasty. I wonder how that's going to go. But no.
But this is the thing, because she's gone through this process now of having to go through them trials and tribulations to the point where she is now. She truly knows herself as a fighter. Yeah. And the comparative here is when you've got these fresh juniors, 18, 19, that step into seniors, and things are working for them, maybe even at first, the seniors will clock onto you.
Yeah, eventually,
Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes, like, you come with something new, and you might catch a couple of the seniors by surprise, like, okay, cool, like, yeah, you got me there, but next time I fight you, I've got your number. And then you see the ability of what they were doing in juniors start to diminish in seniors, and then they're flustered, they don't have the answers, because they're like, but this has always been working for me, why is it not working now? Whereas with Merv Coban, you can see that she truly knows herself as a fighter. Like, she doesn't try nothing. She don't try nothing brazy. Like, she's not trying nothing extravagant or nothing outside of her normal. Do you know what I mean? No, she knows. Look, this is me. A, B, C. And this is how I get W's. And that's what she does. Simply, just with good karate, good understanding of distance, good understanding of timing, and she gets points. She ain't trying to jazz it up or do nothing extra, take no unnecessary risks. Look, she concedes on average 3 points, both in 2020 and 2019.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And the average of her, all the averages are above that. The average of her category is 4.2. The average of all the female competitors ranked in the top 10 is 4.7. The average conceding of the female competitors pound for pound top 10 is 5.4.
Yeah.
So she's taken points at that level. Okay, cool. She's not in double digits, but she takes points.
Yeah.
But she looks after her points, and that's what I'm saying. Them youngers that come up, that have that ability straight away, and they can take big points, they lose big points as well, because they take the risk. She's had to go through that process and graft it. So now, do you know the word? She's trustworthy, man.
Yeah.
She's trustworthy, reliable. Like, you know when you're looking at your team lineup?
Yeah.
What, extra one has to go out? Or the number 3? Yeah. That's you. That's you.
And it's the testament to know that she knows and to protect what she's got. So again, any athlete that's going into a fight, whether maybe team or individual, know this might not be a high scoring fight, you know, but it's gonna be cagey, and she's gonna make me work for these opportunities, which is a dying art, because nowadays everyone's trying to score. So the opportunities are, she's gonna be so engaged and so focused, it's locked in. All right, cool. I'm gonna have to really create this opportunity, and then when I take it, I know she's still going to come for me, and she's not going to let me run away with this lead. Like some people, once they get 1, 2, 3, then it's 5, 7, 9, done. Whereas it's going to be a cage, and it's going to be a bit scrappy in its elements. And I think it's testament to where she's at now. Yeah. And again, when you think about her and you think about points and you think about rankings, again, she's third with a good K1 and a good European Championships. If we are allowed to have it due to the COVID situation, it could topple Gianna in second. That's how consistent she's been. Again, when I look at her gap to 5th and dropping out of the ranking, it's quite large. So there's not really the fear of falling out. It's now how high can I climb? Is that going to affect anything? Or is it, do I want to reserve and maybe not take the risk and still qualify and be in a better position later on? And she's got all the balls to play with, rather than still trying to chase these points, which again is a testament to her consistency and her reliability. Because her coach is taking her to these competitions, she's racked the points up, racked the points. Now enjoy it, relax a little bit, or go into this next competition and experiment a bit
and have fun.
And that's what it comes down to. But no, it's a definite one to watch.
And she hasn't taken that medal yet at World Championships. No. But you know what? I believe if she continues the way she is, I do think it will come eventually.
And again, it's not necessarily, it might not be a final medal, it could be a bronze medal, but you know she's going to be pushing. Again, I think if we did have 2020 World Championships, again, I would have been looking for her to be in that mix around that medal matches.
And again, even just her continental podium percentage at European Championships is 83.3. Like, that's high, bro. Like, she's been to 6, and she's taken 5 medals. You know, she took 2 bronzes in 2017 and 18, 2014 and 16 she took a silver, and 2019, the most recent one, she took a gold medal. So like, you can just see the levels,
the progression. And like we say, if the 2020 don't happen and it goes to 2019 score, it's going to bump up into second, and that will be qualification for over. But I think that's a good way to end on that. I think.
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk about Jovana Prekovic from Serbia. She's the next fighter that we have, minus 61. If we look at her medals overview, So junior continental, bronze, silver, junior world bronze, Series A, 2 silvers and a gold medal, K1, 3 bronzes, 2 silvers, 2 golds, continental, 1 bronze and a gold, and obviously world championships.
Yeah, most current world champion.
Most current world champion. You know what? Ivana's an interesting one because when you look at the stats, they don't necessarily reflect her ability.
Yeah, I agree.
Because some of her stats, they seem below the average. So like her 2020 podium percentage is 25%. The average for the category is 41.8. 2019 podium percentage is 25%, and the average for the -61 category is 37.2. So these kind of percentages in regards to consistency, this is what it comes down to. These percentages in regards to consistency seem to be lower. However, when she performs, she performs.
Yeah.
And you can see that not just by her world title, that's easy to point out, but her finals out of medals percentage is basically 70%. So out of all of her podium performances, 70% of the time she's made the final, and she's winning 55% of them finals. So she's winning over 50% of her finals, which shows that if she gets to that position, if she gets that opportunity, she takes it.
Takes it.
She might come out. Look, 2019, she had 5 first-round losses. So she's one of them fighters that the consistency is not always there. Yeah. But if she gets past round 1, 2, she could be a problem for you.
She's gonna go all the way.
She could be a problem for anyone. Do you know what I mean? She could be a problem for anyone.
And I think that's probably her room for the development, where it's how can we make this performance more consistent? Because we know you've got the ability in you. It's just making sure that we can do it, like we say, on a Monday, cold night, snowy night in Paris, and then go to Dubai on an extremely hot night in April and do the same thing. Yeah. And again, when you look at the fight style, when you look at it, it's not the most flamboyant. It's simple. I wouldn't even call it basic because that doesn't do it justice.
I think she's very clever, man.
It's simple. There's no gimmick. There's no clean, good karate. Yeah. And again, in that mix of what we've already seen from the 61s, there's no one really that simple.
Yeah, like I would say Merv maybe. Yeah. Like along the same
build
in regards to keeping it. Fundamentals are strong. They're not looking for anything flamboyant. But the thing with Giovanna is. She keeps her karate simple, but tactically she applies pressure so well. Yeah. She'll hunt. Like it's like. There's a concept, I remember chatting to my pops about it one time. It's like, I'm going to paraphrase this and I'm going to get it wrong, and people that know it are going to be like, oh my days, but is it like fox hunter fox?
Yeah, kind of.
So you have a fox hunter who is a fox but kind of emulates a hunter, and then you have a hunter but they emulate a fox. Yeah. And she is a
fox hunter.
She's a fox hunter. I'm gonna explain what she does, and then you can label it. My mind is fresh right now, but she's really a counter fighter. Yeah. But she presses.
Fox hunter.
She's a fox hunter. So she'll be pressing you. She'll trap you, hold you at that biting point, but force you to go. And really, that's what in my mind makes her stand out for me, because I always say, what separates good fighters from great fighters in any sport, in any discipline, is the ability to force error. Yeah. Like, it's one thing being able to capitalize on an error. Yeah. Yeah. So you have certain fighters that if their opponent makes a mistake, they're taking a point, they're capitalizing. Yeah. That's all well and good. But at a certain level, understand that you're going to be coming up against certain fighters who they're not voluntarily making mistakes. Yeah. They have a game plan, they have a strategy. And if you leave them to implement that strategy, they're not making mistakes. Yeah. You know, you have fighters, that generally just might make mistakes. Like, they have a game plan, they're executing it, they might go at the wrong time, cool, that's 1. Maybe they've gone from too far, that's 2. Now they got to go, they got to commit, you pick them off, that's 3. You have fighters now who are at that elite level, and again, in any sporting discipline, and with even team sports, at that level, voluntarily, they're not making mistakes, especially in a 3-minute fight. Yeah. It's not that long. They just have to implement their strategy for
3
that amount of
units, yeah.
time. So what really separates the good fighters from the great fighters have the ability to force error.
Yeah.
They're not just waiting for mistakes.
Yeah.
They're making the mistakes happen. They're creating the mistakes. They're giving you a false sense of security. They're making you think that a level of distance is there that's really not. They're drawing techniques out. They're putting you in certain situations, making you deviate from your tactics, making you deviate from the strategies that you put in place with your coach.
Yeah.
That's a great fighter.
Yeah.
Because it don't matter what situation they're in. That's what takes him away. All of the pulls and feints and all of them movements, all of the twitching, he's drawing people away from the fight that they want to be fighting.
Yeah.
And not even just at a strategic level, but just technicality, and this is Giovanna, I'm gonna put you in this corner. And I'm going to hold you there. You think I'm coming, but I'm not.
Yeah.
But because you think I'm coming, I'm going to hold you there to the level where you feel like you have to come.
Yeah.
You have to come.
Yeah.
Because if you don't come,
I'm come.
You've convinced yourself I'm gonna come.
Yeah.
But more time I ain't even.
Yeah.
But I've got the discipline, the patience to know and read you, and that requires emotional intelligence. Requires emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
And make you feel like you have to come. And if she holds them there, they come.
Then it's the confidence as well to sit in the chair, because when you are pressing someone and you press them into the corner, there is a tendency that if they look like they kind of come up, you back off. But she doesn't back off. She holds the ground until she knows that this is the one that you're going to commit or half commit on. But she knows really you're half committing. You're not going to fully come.
Yeah.
So when you half come, I'm coming anyway. And that's all I need. And again, it's an element that you don't see the others apply in that way.
Yeah.
And that's what gets her the success. So again, it really happens to be on the, like you say, on the day occasion.
Yeah.
It might not work every day, but the day it works, it's going to work well.
It works. And that's why I was so happy for her when she won a world title. I'm not going to lie. I didn't see it coming. There were definitely other athletes that I would have put in front. But seeing how she got through the rounds, the tactics that she implemented, you had to respect it.
Yeah.
Definitely, man.
And I think, again, when we talk about points and qualifications, which is what it's all about at the end of the day, she's in a nice position. Again, when did you say her European... Did she do anything in the 2019 Europeans? Because again, with the way that the things are trending now, that could be a factor. If not, and she gets a bite at this 2020 Europeans, I feel it'll put her in good stead. Because when we look at the gap between her and her next sort of European competitor, we're looking at 500 points.
Okay.
So it's a sizable amount.
So you just asked me to look at her last Europeans, and it literally kind of illustrates what we're talking about, because, you know, she's gone to 2018 World Championships and took a gold medal, then she's gone Europeans in 2019, and she's come out in the first round.
There we go.
Do you understand? So you're right in the sense, actually, she's still got 66% medal. So she's taken 2 medals at Europeans.
But just
got bronze in 16 and gold in 17. Yeah. So she medalled 2 years back to back, to be fair.
Which is difficult.
When she gets it right, she gets it right.
And when we talk about this qualification, again, so she's off the camp what wants this 2020 European Championships to go ahead. Because then, again, when we look at her next European competition in her ranking, it's 2 from France. Only 1 can go anyway.
Yeah.
So again, it limits an opportunity. So again, if we say her best case scenario is that we don't have a K1 and we just have the 2020 Europeans, and it's one of her days where she goes on a journey throughout the day to secure her place in this. Because really, again, in that opportunity where there's no K1, then the 2 underneath her don't have any more points to gain, which should solidify her to a certain extent. But again, I think that style, so if you look at that 61 mix, you've got the real game management from Yin, and then you've got the real understanding and different application from Gianna, then you've got Merv, who's a bit of a... And then you've got Joanna, who is, again, another person who applies the game in a very unique way.
Yeah, she does.
It's going to be a battle of wills more than a battle of techniques.
I think with Giovanna, and in regards to consistency, what I think her and her coach are probably sitting down and trying to establish and work on is attaining a baseline level of performance.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because that's what's missing. That when you get it right, you get it right.
Yeah.
But when you get it wrong, you get it wrong. But what we really need is a baseline level of performance, so that even on the days where you get it wrong, you're performing at this level at least.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you see, again, fighters at the top level, you'll see them win competitions, but they've been slugging all day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like they've been having battles all day, and you know, if you spoke to them, they will tell you, I fought rubbish today. But you say you took gold medal at the K1.
I just pulled through.
Do you know what I mean? Because their baseline level of performance is of that quality.
Yeah.
Like even that is enough to maybe not beat an elite level fighter that's on their game, but it's enough to beat someone that's not on my level.
Yeah.
Like that baseline level of performance ensures that you do not lose to people that are not better than you.
Yeah.
And that is important. That's important.
And I think that's, again, another fundamental of the sport, that the elite, and even when you talk pound for pound, I'm even going to extrapolate that to the top 3, top 4 in that pound for pound.
Yeah.
It's the unique characteristic they've got. On their good day, they are good. On their bad day, they're still probably better than an average person on their good day.
And they hold it down.
Again, when you look at the K1s, again, 100 people, they could afford to have 2 or 3 bad fights and then wake up. Whereas again, when you talk about the Worlds and Europeans, you can't afford that maybe. And when we talk about this Olympic, you cannot afford that. You need to be firing, even on your worst day. Even if everything's gone wrong, we need a plan in place. Whereas, okay, our A plan is not going too well, we go straight into B. Because, okay, they're pressing and they're firing at you and it's short and they're still scoring it. Okay, how do we deviate from our main plan? And I think, like you say, that's what her coach will be working on. And that is, if I'm someone who's going to coach someone to compete against her, just get her off her game.
Yeah.
Find a way to get her off her game, and that's the key to unlocking the victory. And again, hopefully by the time that this comes around and we get to the summer and the Olympic Games, she will have ironed out that baseline performance if she gets there. So we can really see a real juggernaut clash. And that's, again, another one who probably is not going to allow a lot of points against, but again, it's not going to score a lot of points. So it's locking down the fights and it becomes scrappy and cagey and pressy, and a lot of your energy is taken from the press, because unless you've had someone press you, you don't know what it feels like. The emotion that is up and down and the anticipation is sucking more energy out of you. And again, she could use that to her advantage against the people who are maybe technically a bit more gifted than she is, to maybe snap some of that energy from their legs. So, okay, you can't be and lifting up that front leg.
Yeah.
Because I've sapped you, I've worked your legs, I've moved you from head to head, I've had you double guessing every bounce. You don't even want to lift that leg up because you feel like if you do lift it up, I'm going to hit you. But you know what, I don't want to, because I just want to counter your hands. And again, it's about getting in their minds, and I think she does that well.
Agreed. Okay, so let's talk about the last fighter that we have that initially qualified for the -61 category, and that is Mayumi Someya from Japan, -61. Yeah. So if we go straight into her medal overview, Series A, a bronze and a silver, K1, 5 bronzes, 2 golds, Continental level, 1 silver, and World Championship level has a bronze medal. So again, vast of experience, has been competing on the highest stages and platforms. You know, she's contested for a medal at World Championships, won that bout, got that medal on her CV. Podium percentage is below the average of the category. And obviously she was unable to attain any medals in 2020, and her 2019 podium percentage at 20% is a bit below the category's average as well at 37.2. But I think she looks after her points well. Like, she doesn't concede high at all. Well, 2020 on average she was conceding 2 points. Which I would say is very healthy. 2019, granted, she was averaging 5.5 points, which is a bit above average in her category as well. But she scores well, scored a total points of 86 points in 2019. And podium percentage for Continental Championships is at 100% as well, which is very healthy. And doesn't have a lot of first round losses. I mean, 2019 she had 2, 2020 she had 1. Had 1 8-point lead as well.
It's a difficult one, I think, with the
stats. I don't think the stats back the
placement. With the Japanese athletes, obviously they qualify through the Japanese quota and they get to have 1. So then when I dig and I think about, okay, how much Is it that the federation are pushing you and how much that they believe? And if you look back at the stats, she didn't go to the last World Championships in -61. She didn't go to the last Asian Championships in -61. They picked somebody else. Yeah. So again, is her work through grinding through, and again, the different story, being in the system and not being the chosen one, and grinding and going to all these competitions and grinding results. And it might not even be medals, it's probably placing 5th place here, a 5th place there, a 7th place. In all of these the qualification tournaments that matters, it's what's going to get me above the person who you would say the federation are putting into the picture. Because the athlete that they did put, I believe, took a bronze medal at the Senior European Championships, Senior Asian Championships in 2019, but didn't medal in the Worlds. So again, that's the person. And when you talk about points for points, that points value of that competition is higher than a K1A where she is performing well. So again, it's more through hard work that's put her in this position to be qualified. And again, if you look at the ranking, she's the 10th place. So there is a gap between her and, say, the auto qualification spots. But again, she is still 600 points higher than the other person from Japan. So she's got a nice cushion, as we see of this. And again, what we've seen is that probably the K1 system is her hunting ground for points and for medals, and she will probably outperform this other competitor there to secure her place. But like you say, looks after her points really well.
Yeah, she does
really well. And that's her leading attribute. So she probably doesn't go in with the fact of thinking I'm going to 8-0, 8-0, but she goes in and knows everything's going to be close. So I'm going to give myself the best chance to progress. And to the onlooker, it might look like 3-2, 4-1, 5-0. But it's not going to be the 8-0, 8-0, 8-0 that's going to draw all the crowds in.
Yeah, 100%. And 100%. I think from a performance perspective, she has good karate. She's got a good Shudan Gyak that I think she times very well. She drops under quite often, and I think that's a definitive banker for her. Good distance, good timing. All around, she's a good fighter. It's no surprise why she has the medals that she has, and that she's accomplished the things that she has. She's a good fighter. She's a very all-encompassing competitor.
But again, it'd be interesting. She throws this dynamic into the mix, because if you really think about sort of traditional or styles, you can see there's an Arab style that's going in there. You can see maybe the scrappiness of a European style. But again, the Arab style to the Japanese style is very different. So I think this might be one of the best sections for a completely different set of styles from the fighters. So you're going to see a good mixture of sort of East meets West kind of vibe to it, whereas a lot of the other ones, one region kind of reigns supreme, and most of the athletes will get in off that. So again, I'm just interested to see how much progress, if it is her that, obviously if the K1 coming up is scrapped and it is her that represents, how much process, how much will people get behind her and the nation get behind her, and how much, again, it being at home. And we already know that it is confirmed that there'll be no external visitors to come and watch the game. It's just going to be the homegrown people. How much of that is going to play a factor? Because everybody knows when you're at home and you've got the crowds, you can perform well. Again, we don't know the extent of the crowd, but any crowd is going to be beneficial. And again, the competition will be in an arena that she's used to, that she competes in regularly. She's probably coming up through the school system and competed their national championships. So it's familiar settings for how much of that could overthrow some of the things that we don't see in her compared to the other athletes that she's going to compete against. And I think that's what her angle needs to be. She needs to really get the crowd behind her, go and look after your points, go and find ways to score points, and really be decisive when it comes down to it. And that could push her into the cusp of a medal. Again, I wouldn't say it's probably the name that jumps off to me to get the medal, but anyone who's there can get the medal, and they deserve to be there.
Definitely. And I think competing in front of your home nation as well often makes the powers kick in. And we see it all the time with world championships and host nations, and we see the amount of champions that they produce from them competitions, and the level of performances as well. Like straight off the bat, like I remember the final between Germany and Iran in Bremen 2014, the men's team. We saw some amazing performances. Like, do you know what I mean? And you know that is often the effect of the home crowd. Same thing that we saw in Paris 2012 World Championships. The whole French team were just going in, and
different, innit?
I mean, you know, I went there at that World Championships, Paris 2012. I was too young, but more time I remember watching it on the computer because they were running the live streams in the morning from about 9 a.m. innit?
Bro, it was different.
And I remember just even from seeing it on the computer, on the PC, and seeing the crowd. You remember that sequence that Rika Usami did when she was performing chat?
Goosebumps.
Yeah, and then as she finishes one sequence, it shows the crowd and everyone's just applauding, and you're just seeing all these people, and you're like, yo.
Bro,
so for you, that was...
Bro, I was there, but
it was there, man.
They were moving different. I mean, in the warm-up room, they had their own section closed off warm-up room.
Yeah.
Like host nation privileges. Their athletes were turning up.
Yeah.
On the time that they're meant to fight.
Yeah.
And then there was on the jumbo screen, calling them out, getting the crowd behind them. Every athlete, French athlete that walked out. And again, it gives you that extra boost to feel like you've got more support. So then it feels like it's you versus, it's the person who you're fighting, it's them versus you, the refs, your coach, and the crowd. And you're thinking, that's a mountain. And we already talked about layering on the occasion, the feelings, the anxieties, the spotlights. But then if you add on 10,000 people, and all you can hear is ale, 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 you're thinking, oh, where am I? And then obviously, because at that time they did have an extreme amount of world caliber athletes, the performances were just coming back to back, and then obviously it's a bounce back effect. Like I go over there, I do my things, as I'm coming back I see you, high five, bro, go do your thing. And that's what happened, and they just rolled into it. Even to the end, the guy doing the worm when they won the team at the end.
They had remember that last fight? What was the guy's name? Kosu, that fought number 5, that fought 5th,
And this is what I'm saying again. On paper, they shouldn't have probably beaten the team that they did beat, but and then you got your brothers on the team, and then it's there. You're thinking
that World Championship was 30. Kenji just took his double gold, like he's feeling nice. Like
that's what I'm trying to say.
Lucy just took a World Championship. I think she was like Lucy Ignis was at 19 at that World Championships. Mine's 55.
And then,
Lolita Donna in 61. And then you had Rachia in
55.
50.
This is what I'm trying to say. And again, it's contagious, and I think it's culture.
Yeah, it is.
So like, if you look back to like the days
dust,
of British dominating karate, it was culture. Like you're a youngster and you're watching these guys do the work, and then you get integrated in, and it's an expected culture. And I think now France still have that kind of expected culture.
Definitely,
I think Iran, especially the males, have now the expected culture.
I'll say the women as well, you know. I'll say even the women. If you look at all the categories,
they're up there, innit?
They're there, bro. They're
up there,
man.
I'll say even Turkey now, it's an expected culture of you need to get through rounds or you're not really one of us kind of thing. Like you know what I mean?
Levels, innit?
And again, but then some countries have got one or two athletes, like the Chinese Taipei has got one, China's got one that's
like
up there,
USA's
got a one, and then Ukraine's got two or three that are there.
Ukraine's slightly patterned, you know.
Especially females. Females, it's dense. The females in Ukraine are dense. Like there's a lot of them. They train together. And then you look at maybe now like a Serbia, who again, when the World Championships was in Serbia, they had an excellent performance, and now off the back of that, they've got a few that are still dotted around that do things. And again,
because I'm pretty sure Slobodan won his world title in
Serbia, and they won men's
2010. That was minus 84, I think.
Yeah, minus 84. And this is what I'm saying.
Oh, they won men's team as well.
Men's team as well.
Slobodan back to double gold.
Double gold. The home ground, and it can. People, it's an unwritten rule. If people don't get it, it does help, and I think that's where this Japanese athlete can really springboard. And I hope, again, she just goes out. Do you know what? Regardless of whatever happens, she's going to go out there, she's going to have fun with a smile on her face. And I hope that she just performs to the best of her ability. And if the best of her ability is not good enough to get a medal, it's not. If it is, it is. And she'll get what she needs.
Regardless, she goes down in history.
She's on that plaque.
Regardless, she's on that plaque. Regardless, do you know what I mean? I think what's interesting as well, which could be a benefit and a negative, is that this is one of the categories that are not merged. So they're fighting fighters that they know. There shouldn't really be any surprises, because at this level, you guys have all fought each other. Do you know what I mean?
Two or three times.
You guys 2-3 times. You guys know in it. So again, it could be a positive or a negative, depending on your mindset, depending on the strategies, depending on the analysis that you're doing, the anticipation of the other tactics that people are going to be implementing. You know, you either use it to your advantage or you let others use it to theirs, innit? But I think that also makes it interesting, because I think straight away you think, there's no merge, because naturally your attention is drawn to the merge, isn't it? 50-55, and you've got Serap and Angelica, and you're thinking, what's going to happen, innit? But in the same way though, like the pressure and the the importance of this event is monumental. Like this is an Olympic Games, like, and not only is this an Olympic Games, this is the this is the one.
Deep
yeah, this is the one. Neo, like it's the one. And you know how long karate's been trying to get into the Olympics. I'm talking like from the 90s, yeah, but come from 2012, we were all rocking the K's on the way, the burgundy t-shirts. Like, you know how long this thing, the K has been on its way, and it touched down, but it's touching down, you feel me, once, and this is the one. So with an event like this, with the uniqueness of it as well, irrespective of whether there's a merger or not, the fact that they do know each other so well compensates for there not being a merger, because it's tense, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's tense. Like, these lot know each other. Like, imagine feeling the pain, like, you're beating someone consistently all year,
and then they come and beat you.
Turn up at an Olympic Games, and you fumble it. Like, that's tense. And then after that, you go back to the K1s.
And you beat them. I'm sure, yeah. Imagine the scenes if she wins, yeah. I'm sure Gianna will trade in all of her medals to get that one medal back.
Wait.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
It's the one medal that's missing from the
collection,
from the CV. You know, you got certain fighters like that. I remember Lucy Ignas. She was the same. I think she had won literally everything that she really could have won: European Games, World Continental titles, K1 Series A's. She won World Games. I remember she fought in the remember that X-Combat Games in 2013? Yeah, I'm pretty...
I don't actually, I'm not sure if she did win.
She said we should put that back.
Yeah.
But anyways, CV was nice. The CV was strong.
It was compact.
That's
what I'm saying. And
Gianna's another one. She'll definitely be looking to add this.
To get a medal, I think she already knows, on a bad day, I need to take a medal. That's the mindset. And do you know who's got an interesting take on taking medals? Like, on a subcontent, Bianca Walkden from Taekwondo. Yeah. When she goes to the hotels, on the notepads that they leave in the hotel, she writes down like how many fights that she will have and the medals that she wants to get.
Okay.
And then she reflects on that at the end, dependent on what she gets. Okay. So I know a lot of people. I know she's sitting there now thinking, a minimum bronze medal. Like, and even if she took the bronze medal, she'd be on the podium vexed. Like, brother,
like the cost of it.
Yeah, like, I beat you guys all the time. Like, come on, like it's not even that. Like,
that must be a different feeling.
Yeah.
That not a lot of people experience. Like, that must be a different feeling, because look, to take that medal anyway, to take that bronze medal for most people is part of the dream in itself.
Yeah.
Like, after you acknowledge that you didn't become champion.
Yeah.
You had to keep it moving anyway for your repertoire.
Yeah.
Because if you was dwelling on that too much, more time, you might not even been able to pattern this.
Yeah.
So by the time you've got over that, well, that's part of the dream where you just took a bronze medal at a World Championships. That's big. Like, that's podium. But again, even within the top 10, and this is really magnified when you look at the stats. Even within the top 10, there's levels.
Yeah.
And the levels are big.
The gaps are big.
There's really levels in it, and the level that we're talking about right now is the type of level where you're unsatisfied with a bronze medal.
Yeah.
Because you're unsatisfied with a bronze medal because you know everybody that placed above you.
Yeah. On another day.
On another day you deal with.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of feeling, boy.
It's different tense that. But I think that's a good way to wrap it up, and I think obviously the 61s is going to be interesting, to say the least. And I think, like you say, the non-merge, the familiarity, the settings, the styles, the countries. You don't know what to expect. And you don't know, again, if you was a gambling man, no gambling, if you was, you go in Egypt all the way, and you might have a slight little outdoor thinking, you're thinking, yes, maybe China would, but you're not looking at the others, and that is what could go in the favour, because if the majority are overlooking the ability of the others, you're going to be found wanted because they can turn up on the day.
Yeah, trust me. And one thing that we know, is that when you're looking at the biggest stages, World Championships is literally like the most unpredictable day. Like, look, like 2018 World Championships, like I said, Angelica took 4 medals in preparation. Like, we didn't expect the result that she had, and it was unfortunate for her, and I felt for her, because as she's shown straight after, she has the ability to wrap up and to be a world champion. And again, I do think that it will come for her. Just looking at her direction, her trajectory, it looks well. There's no guarantees in sport, and that's the point in it. There's no guarantees. Even if you have an amazing year, even if you have an amazing preparation, up until this event, there are no guarantees. We go World Championships, and some of the maddest stuff happens.
Somebody turns up on the day and they're just on one.
On fire, man.
And you can't put them out. You don't. And on a normal day, you'd know exactly how to put this person out. But the referees are on them. They got the techniques. You might not even believe it clean, but the referees like them. And it's going through and it's going through. And then yeah. But anyway.
Techie. But let's wrap this up. So that is the end of episode 2. We have reviewed the minus 60 middleweight female competitors that had qualified for the Olympic Games. We hope you enjoyed the episode, and we hope you enjoy the content that is yet still to come. Again, as usual, please like the videos, subscribe to the channel, please.
Comment below.
All
the normals.
Yeah, all the normals engage. Defo subscribe. That's the big one, really, isn't it? I want the subscription. It's free. No, I'm joking. No, it is free though. Do my thing. But yeah. Anyways, and please follow us as well. Again, Mushin _karate_ on Instagram. Gavin's socials will also be down below, so please follow them up as well. And that's it. And we hope to lock in with you guys again for the next episode.
There's no yame in it in karate, is there really?
There's about to be. So you put that camera on me. Watch it now. Yame. Wow. So.